This isn't television. This is therapy with adverts. At the end of the show, the most embarrassing teenager will win this, the coveted Growing Pains trophy. Yours to take away.
What's going on there? That's a lot.
That is a lot. That is a bag of shame over the head. It's Jimmy Carr, Charlie George and Martin Kemp. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Brought you some throwback snacks. Charlie,
I think I might be lactose intolerant as well. I'm not sure what.
This is a major curdle fest. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
I've got refreshers. So we were really into, like, competitive eating. So things that are hard and challenging. Used to have food competitions that were very intense, and refreshers would be involved in that because they're like... I've seen people cry over refreshers. They're so... And then these we used to steal from the cinema, and these are my favourite fizzy blues.
They're from the Pick and Mix, aren't they?
From the Pick and Mix.
Yeah.
These were the ones that we would always try and steal, and they sort of make your face sort of... And then Smirnoff Ice. Alco Pops were our big thing for going out, and because we would be skin, we'd share one between several of us, so we were definitely not drunk, but we'd pretend to be drunk on these.
Everybody pretended to be drunk when you were a kid. You weren't really.
I was drinking pints of White Russian. I was...
Jimmy was genuinely...
Wait, you weren't cool as a teen? No. You were in Spandau Ballet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You all to bring a teenage pick in. It's always my favourite part of the show when we get to see the teenage yous. Let's have a look at you all at once. There we go. Look at that.
Oh. Well, I was actually a middle-aged dinner lady. As a
Oh, my God, Jimmy, your hair.
You look like the ghost of a dead Victorian child. Let's have a look at you, Charlie. What is... What's happening?
Were you in Mission Impossible?
What's happening there? Some kind of performance?
I was a very young scaffolder. No, that'd be nice. No, that is me at circus school.
Got to the end and they combed your hair with that really smelly, like, horrible liquid.
What, like knit stuff?
Yeah, knit stuff. Right before you just took the picture. And it was awful.
I'm going to try and guess what you did for a living. Charlie, I'm presuming you did something to get money in the circusy stuff?
I mean, circus and industry in which there's just so much money in circus. But no, I had a lot of different jobs when I was in Bristol, and one of my first jobs was working in a coffee shop, and I got fired.
What did you do?
Got called into the manager's office, and he said, I've been watching the CCTV, and I've seen that you've been giving free muffins to old ladies. Because, you know, like, they had their little pension purse, and they've got their pennies, and they would take so long, and I was a bit impatient, and I was like, oh, go on, just have it. But I kept doing it, and I didn't realise that it was all being filmed.
Well,
terrible.
Can't condone it. I'd have done the same if I was your boss.
Look at that. Oh, that's gone well, hasn't it?
People let you into your house.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do... I did the movals. I was just there for vibes.
Like the hype man.
I was like the hype man. I was like the Bez.
The Bez of the removal world.
Yeah.
Were you a hellraiser?
Kind
Throwing
of.
furniture at teachers?
We had a lot of teachers. To be honest, I was more giving sort of marriage advice to teachers hiding in a cupboard, because there was a lot of teachers who had, like, nervous breakdowns at our school. And I was more like the teacher's sort of therapist/friend.
What up, you know? So we did go. What up, you know? So we did go. What up, you know? So we did.
The PE teacher would be like, if you just do a couple more laps around the cup and ball.
Yeah. Just actually, you know, you seem a bit exhausted. Just do both.
Yeah.
See if Charlie and Martin can claw back some points.
Yeah, it's like the ghost train by the Link Centre in Swindon. Like, scream.
So what was the...
It was Marlon Brando, Bruce Lee, it was Elvis.
Arthur Fowler and his
Can't take your eyes off them. And it wasn't a sexual thing, I don't think. Oh, maybe it was.
Number six.
First is
Number
way
six
more
is
charismatic.
troubling, I think.
Number 6, Adolf Hitler. Charismatic.
Oscar Wilde, that's a good one.
Yeah.
23, Neil Armstrong.
He's got so many stories. He could keep...
He's got one story.
Oh, no, he's got...
He hasn't. He's got one story.
It's a good one, though.
Have I told you?
Piqued the interest of a young Charlie. So we've got a ribbon down there. Can you explain that to me? And what's that?
Oh, this was the gymnastics team that I was in Swindon, which is not really a claim to fame because we were notorious for being terrible. I actually did a routine to one of your biggest hits.
To...
Gold.
Gold, of course.
My favourite move, what was it the judges said? The wedgeography was spectacular. So I used to get, like, a really bad wedgie in my leotard. I'd do very good emphatic wafting so that I could pull it out of my arse crack. That was my skill.
You never thought you'd see the day where somebody did emphatic wafting and pulled out their arse crack to gold. I would like to see it. So I would like to see your emphatic wafting and wedgeography.
OK.
To gold by Spandau Ballet.
You've got to remember, it doesn't matter what you do in gymnastics, right? As long as you finish with a... move, it's not pretty much anything.
Jimmy, did you go to circus school?
Yeah, I went to circus school, yeah.
No. After all that time, quick, spontaneous effort, Jimmy is better than you at rhythmic gymnastics. I think your teenage obsession is going in the box, Charlie. I'm afraid that I'm going to put you in the box. Is it called a ribbon, or is there a technical name for it?
A ribbon.
A ribbon.
A rhythm. You didn't even know that.
Jimmy was genuinely better. Sorry.
Gutted.
Join me after, and I can tell you that Jimmy and Charlie are in a dead heat with Martin so far, proving far too cool to put any points on the board. So, first up, Charlie. I'm going to have a look at your mixtape now. Scatman. Milk tray advert.
Well, this is cringe, because, yeah, he was James Bond to me. He just looked so cool, and sharks were into him, ladies loved him, I wanted ladies to love me. So I basically wanted to be the milk tray man. And I used to give boxes of milk tray to, like, really unattainable people. So, like, my teachers and straight girls, basically, would just get, like, a melted milk tray that had been in my rucksack.
You literally tried
Ladies
to be your
love
school's milk tray.
Oh, I love that.
Oh.
Did it ever work?
Couple of
It
the
was
teachers.
hit and miss. It was hit and miss.
Yeah. Brooks, bitch.
We used to write the lyrics down secretly under the wallpaper, as if we were leaving
What do you
messages
mean?
to the future generation. I don't know why we did it. I think I
You
must
used to
have
peel the wallpaper up in your bed.
peeled the wallpaper down in the bedroom, and I got in so much trouble for this, the entire lyrics to Meredith Brooks' Bitch, because we weren't allowed to swear, and this was me rebelling. And I'd write the lyrics on the wall and then use Colgate toothpaste to paste it back up. And I thought I was like...
Sorry, you were in a prison, yes? Some sort of juvenile detention centre.
Why did you get into trouble? So it was found, presumably? You got rumbled?
Because it was found, and my
It
mum
was held up with toothpaste. Of course it was found.
So now when you hear Marvin Gaye, you
Yeah,
think...
kind of like just puts a chill up my spine.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm looking out thinking, the whole of London is flooded. And so...
Sorry, how much LSD had you taken? This is definitely a drug story.
I am literally swimming...
Literally
up Holloway
swimming.
Road.
You've had
Unbelievable.
Chloe,
What'd you
now
say?
Billy Idol.
I've lived a strange life. And
Our generation was...
That looked like a very pervy clip. Like,
Yeah, he turns into a bee, it gets worse. It gets worse. It's really...
Is that what happened?
Even circus school didn't know that.
It's where we explore the hidden horrors of our guests' teenage lives and try not to throw up. And I can tell you it's a three-way tie, so it's all to be decided after this. The most embarrassing will go in the box. The school, they would sleep in their school uniform.
George.
that was me.
Charlie?
I was a very anxious child, and I was also a teacher's pet, and so I was really stressed out about the time it would take in the morning to get ready, so I'd sleep in my full school uniform, like a psychopath.
Like a psychopath.
can you do that?
Do you know what?
No one could do that.
Do you know what, Martin? This is going to be a bit of a moment.
Can you do it, Rhod?
Hey, there you go.
Who kept homemade perfume under their bed?
George.
That was me.
Homemade perfume?
Yeah, I was trying to get out of Swindon. I thought I was going to sell it to Paris, but it was just stuff from our medicine cabinet and some of my mum's poison, which I thought was, like, toxic, but it turns out it's a very expensive Christian Dior perfume.
So what did you stick in it?
It had, like, cow pollen in it, mud, worms, bit of Listerine and poison.
Who measured their friend's penis? What?
Oh,
George.
that was me. We were playing the video game Tekken 3, and my friend turned to me and asked me if I would look at his penis and tell him if it was big or small, and I had never seen one before in my life, and I had a little look. And I said it was fine.
Right, okay.
Who once got stoned at the bottom of my parents' garden?
George.
That was me. That is my circus tutor from circus school, and she was so, so nice and took me in, and I used to babysit her kids when I first moved to Bristol. And I did get really high, probably higher than you.
No.
At the bottom of the garden.
Come on. You're not the only one who got high. Suddenly there is some
Hang on a
competition
minute, I
about...
never got high.
You think you met David Bowie?
Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
There was no David Bowie. I think, Charlie, judging your friend's penises as fine. I think that is you going in the box for that particular round, and that is the box for Charlie. A strongly embarrassing performance in the in the rhythmic gymnastics. Made most of it up. You are tonight's most embarrassing teenager. What advice would you give to a teenage Charlie George?
Little Charlie, always be yourself. Unless you can be the milk tray man, then be him.
Tell him to fuck off.
Wow. Thanks to my guests, Charlie George, Jimmy Carr, and our most embarrassing teenager, Martin Kemp.